There are hundreds of these people. And they're running thousands, okay, they're running around right now, afraid for their job because of this fear mongering. No one's gonna lose their job. No one's gonna be replaced by an adjunct. No one's pay is gonna get cut. This stuff is not going to happen. I've got a letter here in front of you, and I'll just read a couple paragraphs of it. I believe this was written by you. This is: our faculty association leadership have elegantly communicated what's at risk. Let me restate it very simply. No meet and confer equals no legally defensible RFP. No guarantee of any working conditions contained in the RFP. Without meet and confer, this or any future board could unilaterally change or eliminate any of the RFP they choose.
That's true.
Now we'll get to paragraph 2, which is the real point of the letter. I, along with your faculty leadership, have often warned that the rights and privileges we enjoy as professional faculty hang on a thread. We have repeatedly stressed that our only real power lay in our ability to shape the composition of the governing board. We have repeatedly asked you to help us elect board members who share our vision of a student-faculty-centered enterprise. But until now, too few have heeded the call. The time has now come for change. There are a little over 1,400 residential faculty in our district, 70% of which are faculty association members. This is a call for union membership and an increase in donations. If what we're doing here is exaggerating this resolution and just fear-mongering and frightening hard-working people that do a great job and do a good thing so that we can get more union membership and more union dues, this is atrocious. And I hope that's not what you're doing, because the representations that I'm hearing are false. They are falsehoods. They're not remotely based in fact. It reminds me of emails I got when Y2K was happening and the world was gonna stop and life wasn't gonna go on. Go bury your gold in the backyard and get a shotgun and a bunch of shells for your closet. This is baloney. It's atrocious.
Then why are you doing it? Shut up.
Any other questions or comments from the board?
I think the reason that we're considering this is because there have been issues that have come up that have taken a very long time to resolve. And I think that some of us are aware that there's some questions about accountability of faculty, in that we know that the chancellor is accountable to us, to the board. And the presidents in all the colleges are most definitely accountable to the chancellor. And just since I have been on the board, I have noticed how it works, and presidents are not guaranteed a job forever and ever. They have to prove that they should stay in that particular position, because 2 of them, since I've been here, one has had to leave. It was one of those forced retirements, and the other one was moved from one place to the other. And so that shows there's some accountability. And I believe that the faculty holds its students to accountability too, hopefully. But I'm not clear on who holds the residential faculty accountable. And there always are, among any group of people, certain ones who will take advantage if they're not being held accountable. That's human nature. And I was a teacher for 32 years, and everywhere I taught, there were the really outstanding teachers, and then there were some very lazy teachers, and it was a problem because I was teaching in low-income neighborhoods where those kids really needed a good education to have any chance at all. And we have some of those students right now. We can't afford to have teachers who aren't doing their jobs. And I think I've met so many outstanding teachers that this is not to reflect on them. I think most of the teachers are quite excellent, but I know one personally that I wonder why someone hasn't gotten rid of them. And I've checked what the students have said about him, and I know that's just one, but I'm sure there are others like that. And if you don't have a system for making sure teachers are on campus, for instance, as they're supposed to be, you're not making sure that they are teaching what they're supposed to teach, that they're basically not doing their job. Some will not do their job. So this seems to be a way to improve accountability from the way I see it.
Thank you, Mrs. Saber. Any further comments from the board? Our special presentation meeting is adjourned. We will move to our special meeting. The special meeting of the Maricopa Community College District Board of Directors is called to order February 20th, 2018, 5:45. The only item on the agenda is item 1.0, first reading and any discussion, changes to residential faculty policy manual. Comments or discussion from the board? Seeing none, Dr. Thor.
Thank you, Mr. Hendricks. I see many ways that we could improve on this resolution, particularly in response to some of the things that we've heard tonight. I would recommend that whereas be added that explains why Meet and Confer does not accomplish the whereases of recognizing how essential the faculty are and the value of the principle of academic freedom and recognizing collaboration and cooperation. That it doesn't quite flow to acknowledge those things and then say, therefore, we're eliminating Meet and Confer. So I think we need to have much more clarity about why. I also am pleased that the resolution does call for the chancellor to incorporate portions of the existing policy manual, but I would like to see much more detail about what aspects of the existing policy manuals will be considered for rolling forward. And then finally, I have some difficulty, a great deal of difficulty actually, with the date the chancellor is being given, that the existing RFP would end October 31st, 2018. That is 2/3 of the way into a semester. And clearly a faculty member might find themselves starting in August under one set of policies and ending under another. So it would make more sense to me for the change, if the board does decide that it wants to do that, the change to take place at the end of the academic year, or at least at the end of the fall semester. And I would hope that between now and Tuesday that we're able to entertain some revisions to the resolution, or even postpone the vote on this to allow some more time for deliberation.
Yeah.
Are there any further comments? Mr. Barton.
President Hendricks, I just had a question as to the date where Meet and Confer is terminated effective February 27th at our governing board meeting. What process then would be in place between February 27th and October 31st?
I'm not sure exactly what you're looking at.
It says the process of Meet and Confer as defined in section 1.2 is terminated effective February 27th, 2018. And then above it says the Residential Faculty Policies Manual extended beyond its termination to October 31st. I'm just trying to understand the dates.
I don't know that I have an answer for you. As for the Meet and Confer process is not a fast process as they described. I don't think consideration was given for what would happen for a process that moves as slow as it does. Ms. Cooper.
If I may, I believe that.
No, can you turn that on, please?
That's
Yeah.
better. Mr. Barton's question is addressed by paragraph 2, that there's creation of a process of faculty policy development, et cetera, no later than July 1st, 2018.
So I believe your question is what happens between February 27th and July 1?
Okay, yeah, modified, thanks for pointing that out, so,
We would still abide by the existing RFP, I assume, and there just wouldn't be any changes that would have been handled through Meet and Confer.
Correct, Mr. Hendricks.
okay, thank you.
So there wouldn't be changes to the RFP in the meantime. Any further questions? We get a motion to adjourn?
I second it.
Meeting adjourned.